Hi there, it's Linda Perry of Soul Genius Branding, and welcome to my Thursday live broadcast. So today, as I promised last week, we are going to talk about tools. And this is going to be a first in the series of tools that I want to share with you that are a great source of helping you build your business. And that's really what I mean about tools. This week, we're going to start off with logos. And the reason we're really going to do that is because my clients and I have both experienced some interesting ups and downs of them in the last couple of weeks, and so they've been really on my mind. And if you don't know me, I am a huge fan of doing things inexpensively. And I don't want you to think the word cheap, because cheap always is low quality. I like to give people so many different options, and especially inexpensive options, because I know that as a soul-based entrepreneur, that when you're starting out, it takes some time to build your business and it costs a lot. So I want to give you some inexpensive options and ways to use these tools to grow your business. So let's start out talking about logos this week. So what's a logo? It kind of seems obvious, right? But it's that recognizable symbol that you adopt for your business. It ends up really, got a dog here who wants her toy. It ends up symbolizing what you value, your mission, and your product. And whether that product is you or actually a tangible product, your logo really carries a lot of meaning in it. So obviously we love them because logos are a great way to represent ourselves. And I want to say hi to everybody joining. But they're a great way to represent ourselves and who we are and what we're standing for. And so when we start out, we put a lot of sort of energy into investing in our logos because we want to love them. So what do you do if you have a limited budget? So I want you to grab a pen and paper because I'm going to give you a ton of notes here. It's going to be on some of the places I love to go look for logos and also give you some tips on what you should be looking for. So it used to be that you'd go get a logo designer to do it, or you knew somebody who would do it for you and you'd play around and tinker until you got it right. Today we have so many more options, and some of them range from pretty inexpensive to still out there, you know, in the hundreds of, if not over $1,000 for a logo. I want to start off with giving you my go-to that for a long time, and it's called Fiverr, Fiverr.com. That's been my go-to for a lot of my clients or for myself for a really long time because it's an inexpensive way to get what you're looking for. Now, it's a professional logo service, and the way it works is it has a series of designers from around the world. And the logo designers post the types of logos that they're good at, whether it's a signature logo, whether it's vintage or minimalist. You'll see some of those on there. And Fiverr has more than just logos, so you'll want to click up at the left top and look for logo designers. The great thing about Fiverr is it's inexpensive. You can get a logo for as cheap as $10, but the average is somewhere between $35 to $65 to spend. I think I've paid as high as $130 for a logo, but I want to warn you that it wasn't any better. So don't assume that just because there's a higher end logo designer out there that it's necessarily better. So you can really get a decent logo, but there's some catches with Fiverr, and we're going to go through them. But I've used Fiverr personally. I've gotten great signature logos for myself. Soul Genius's logo came from a designer on Fiverr. I'm currently in the process of redesigning that, and I'll tell you how I'm doing that. But you know, there are some limitations to Fiverr, and I'll go through some of those. The positive thing is it can be quick. Fiverr is, you know, in 3 to 5 days, you could actually have a logo for yourself. So if you are short on time, especially if it's something as simple as a signature logo, Fiverr is a great way to go. If you know what you want, Fiverr is fabulous. There's been the times I've known what I want done, quick, got it up and running. The times that I've wanted some creativity, that's where Fiverr lacks a little bit. So the designers tend to stick to the examples they've gotten. I just went through this because I want to rebrand Soul Genius Branding, and I kept trying to get her to be more creative because I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted, and she kept sticking to I think the 5 types of logos she listed, and it was a miserable experience. I wasted money. I ended up just ending the process as quickly as I could because she wouldn't, there was nothing. Every time she redid the logo, it was a disaster. So that's one of the other pitfalls with Fiverr is once you sign up, once you click the button, you can't cancel your order, even if the person is giving you stuff you don't like. So you got to go into Fiverr with a lot of research, really check out the designs that they create, and you got to know what you want. Now the other aspect of this is you can assume you should read the reviews. Not so much. The trick with Fiverr is sometimes the designers will hold back on a piece of your logo at the end and beg you to fix the review you gave them. Because if you didn't give them a 5-star review, they will hound you. And I've had this happen to a client this past week, and it's happened to me before. So you're definitely going to want to be mindful of the exact designer that you're looking for. And the ratings don't tell you everything you think. So Fiverr is, and those are the downsides. I want you to realize though, Fiverr is something I really use for a lot of coaches that I work with, because sometimes all they need is a signature because they've got a bigger piece. Their services are so much more the focus than their logo. So when you're just looking for a signature or something really just simple, Fiverr is a really great way to go. There's also a bunch of other cheap logo sites out there. There's something Tenna Logo Design. They promise logos for $10 per logo. This might be one of those cases of you get what you pay for. But if you're looking for a signature, again, that might not be a bad way to go. They have sort of a really limited selection from what I saw, and they kind of pick for you. So if you're somebody who's really flexible or just want to give it a shot, $10 might be a good try. Another one that I've discovered is Logo Nerds. I haven't tried it yet, but they offer packages starting at $27 with web-ready logos. And web-ready logos are those things that are going to go on your site, up to $97 that include things like promotional material, social media packages, and print-ready, so things that are going to be on a brochure. So unlike Fiverr, what I liked about Logo Nerds is they have a questionnaire and they allow for free revisions. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but free revisions are good. You want them as many times to review and redo what they're giving you so that you're 100% satisfied. And you can look through a portfolio to see if the samples that they're giving you are something you might be interested in. Other options are you could do things on your own. If you're really creative, if you love Adobe Illustrator, go for it. It's something that I've tried to do, but it takes so much time to learn, so unless you're really into that kind of stuff, I would say doing it on your own might be a little hard. There are other more expensive options, and one of them that I really love is logotournament.com. I've used it several times, and I think I've always been satisfied. But I'm going to warn you is that there's a steep bump up here from the $10 or the $35 or even the $100 we were talking about. The cheapest option on logotournament.com is $275. Now, you might wonder, is that something that's worth it? I'm going to say absolutely, because there are so many great pluses to logotournament.com. So one of the things that you do is you get to describe in detail what you're looking for. And even if you aren't exactly sure, you can just talk about color schemes. You can say, I think I want some of this. You get a whole selection of logos to look through that they've got on there. Then you can pick logos that you like. You're like, oh, I'm drawn to that, or I'm drawn up. They give you 6 options to say, okay, these are the types of logos that I like. So then once you complete the questionnaire, you get 4 days that designers from around the world submit logos to you. And I mean, you get dozens and dozens of logos thrown at you. And the cool thing is during those 4 days, you get to rank them. So immediately ones you don't like, you get to put in a bin saying, no, not like that. Or the ones that you like, you start to rank them 1 through however many you like. And the great thing is you have communication with the designer the whole time. You can send them emails. You can say more like this. Can I see, the design in the middle of the wording? They change it around. And during those 4 days, you get so many different choices, and you can usually find at least a few that you like. Then after those 4 days, 2 days you have 4 days. You have 2 days to rank the ones that you received, and get new logos from the finalists. And that's really great because they can hone in, give you some options you hadn't thought of. And one of the things I really love, I'm currently going through this process right now, is some of these logo designers are really knowledgeable. They explain why they use certain things or why they can't use certain things, like in terms of, I wanted one to move the design to the O in Soul Genius, and he said, you know, it loses the integrity of the design, and it won't print well. And I love that kind of honesty. So you get a lot of feedback, and everybody is so great on there. And then finally, when you pick the finalist, you have 7 days to finalize the exact logo and really get something that you love. So I know it's a bit more expensive, but I think what's really great, oh, and you also get to do a survey. So right now I'm surveying people on my site from the current logos that I have. So I get to get your opinion. So if you're on Facebook, scroll down, tell me which logos you like. But those are really great ways to get some interaction with your tribe, really see what people might like. It's so much more rewarding than anything else. Again, I don't have a ton of minuses for it, and it just may be cost for you at the beginning. And like I said, you can go with Fiverr. I've used that so many times, and it works. Another similar to one that is 99 Designs. They are, it's 99designs.com. They work exactly like Logo Tournament. The only difference is they are a minimum of $2.99, but you get a guarantee. And their first phase lasts about 7 days. But again, you're probably going to get a lot of overlap in the designers, so just pick whichever sort of site that you're more comfortable to work with. But again, I think that's one place that you're guaranteed to get a logo you like. The more detailed, online, there's one more detailed online place that I discovered that really pairs you with one specific designer that you can really work with, but that one is way more expensive, and their minimum cost that I did the other day was about $800, which was pretty high. So, and I just sort of checked out their services and was playing with it, and I basically, informed them that $800 was pretty high. But what they do is they pair you up with a one-on-one person, and that way, if you're really looking to get something exactly that you want, you've been frustrated in the past, I would check out crew.com. They have a sort of person in charge of you, and it's really, the feedback is great. So I would check that out. So here's the thing, before we go, you want to know, what on earth do I ask for? So I've had clients struggle with this who've wanted to go do it on their own, and they've said, I have no idea what I'm asking for. So let me do a quick rundown of the things that you need to ask for from your logo designer to make sure you can use it on your website and other places. So if you're on Fiverr, here's a couple tips. Make sure that you're picking a package that allows for a few of these things. One, you want high resolution. Obviously, you want it to look good on your website, anywhere that you're going to post it on social media, high resolution. The next thing you want is logo transparency. What is that? So what that means is that when you put your logo on any background, it's going to go into the background. You don't want to be matching up your colors on your website to what's on your logo, because they don't often tell you, and sometimes they have their own specific fonts, and so you want logo transparency so that it fits right into whatever background you create on your website. You can also pay for unlimited revisions. I would really highly go that route. Hi Sherry, nice to see you. Hi everybody else who's out there. Anyone who joins later. But when you're building a logo, I would ask for unlimited revisions, because what I found, especially on Fiverr, is that they tend to need to redo a lot, because there isn't a really easy way to get feedback, especially if they've just started and just gone off of their own templates. So definitely go for that. Also look for how many logos are included. You can do multiple logos. So you can do one, sometimes they include more than one in the package. Maybe you'll want one with your initials versus one with your full name. Whatever it is, check out how many logos you're going to get. Another key thing is you want a vector file or an AI file. And what the AI stands for is Adobe Illustrator. The reason you want this is if you want some edits for yourself, to later on you're like, oh, I really want to just change this one. You can go back in and edit it if you've got the vector file. So definitely check that box, make sure that the package you sign up has that. Source files are also great to get. They're the files that the designer used to create the logo. They usually come included, so make sure that you get that. Other things that really you should look for is delivery times. If that matters to you and you want your logo quick, check you can check the box for getting your logo quicker. And so make sure you look through all of those. So those are some of the things that you can do on Fiverr. If you're on Logo Tournament or 99 Design, they have a package and you don't really get a choice, but I wouldn't worry about it because what they give you is basically what's called an EPS file, which is your vector file. It's not as easy to modify, but the cool thing with Logo Tournament is they give you a small, like JPEG versions, different sizes. And if you want, let's say a PNG version, which is the more sort of shiny, pretty picture version, you can ask for those too. So you just have to let your designer know before the end of what they deliver. Okay, so hopefully you got all of that. Logos are such a great way to share with the world who you are. They're the first thing people tend to look at. I mean, think of Apple, think of all the logos you know that are associated with a brand. If you want to have questions, don't know where to start, don't have a clue what you want for your logo, I'm here. I'd love to help you out. You can set up a time with me. Just email me at linda@soulgeniusbranding.com, or you can go to my website and at soulgeniusbranding.com and directly set up a time with me. I give 30-minute blocks for free where we chat about your brand, your logo, and we could just sit and brainstorm together during that time. My mission is truly to help the soul-based entrepreneur get out there, and I really want to make sure to keep people out of overwhelm, to help people get on their path. And so this is a great option. So Thursday tools, spread the word. I'm going to be talking about a set of tools probably in 2 weeks. I will be out of town next week, but we are going to be offering tools that are just really going to help you set up your brand in a way that doesn't make you feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know where to go. So join me next time. It was great to see everyone, and I will see you next time. Take care.